It's time for you to meet the real Agent Argylle.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Bryce Dallas Howard is Ellie Conway, a fiction writer focusing on the spy genre. When she writes a series of books that's a little too close to reality, she finds herself being hunted by actual spies who want to know what she knows and how. Matthew Vaughn's latest is Argylle, an action comedy romp that has entertaining moments but progressively becomes more and more outlandish and ridiculous to the point of completely losing all cohesion and sense. Bryce Dallas Howard is the best thing about the film. Her central role is that of an everyday relatable woman who lives alone with a cat. She's grounded and realistic, and Bryce does a great job at making the character likeable. When Ellie is thrust into a series of situations she's ill-equipped to handle, physically and mentally, Bryce shines, showcasing a range of emotions and reactions, frustration and fear. Towards the back end of the film, however, after a few too many silly twists and turns, even Ellie Conway becomes just another over-the-top joke in the film. Helping Ellie handle everything that's happening is real spy Sam Rockwell. Sam is the charming but roguish spy who does what's needed as best he can. He's not a James Bond type. He often handles situations poorly, he gets as much of a beating as he dishes out, and he doesn't always dress to impress. It's not the smartest of subversions ever seen, but he does a commendable job at making the character a fun, humorous one who was risking it all to save Ellie. One of the plot devices of Argylle is that Ellie's latest novel forms throughout the film's run. The fictitious story told within it is shown to us via the cast of Henry Cavill, John Cena, and Dua Lipa. These characters and the way these sequences are shot and scripted work as a tropey classic spy flick, just not a very good one. The fictitious Argylle novel in the film, plus the escapades of the real Ellie Conway, are not the most exciting, original or smartest spy stories ever told. In fact, there's nary a unique idea or concept in the film. In many ways, Matthew Vaughn and writer Jason Fuchs throw every spy trope and concept into the film, including the kitchen sink. The result is a twist and turn heavy film that rarely surprises, and when it does surprise, it's because the idea is so silly and outlandish that nobody could possibly have predicted it. At times, the film goes too far for the sake of humour, pushing the limits of what is believable. It then ends with a third act that is corny, cheesy and over the top, and not in a good way. Not helping things is the runtime of the film. Argylle is too long. The action, the goofiness and the humour all start to wear off their welcome about 2/3 in. What starts as amusing and entertaining then becomes groan-inducing because the film just keeps going, offering another twist to stretch things out, then another twist to spin things back around, and then another twist just for the sake of it. It's a tiresome experience that makes Argylle a film that becomes worse as it progresses. The action sequences are enjoyable, however. Sam Rockwell is in most of them, offering a combination of good choreography and some decent physical humour. There's a touch too much CGI that isn't always convincing though, particularly in the more extravagant set pieces. The third act, for example, doesn't look all that convincing, with overblown colours and unnatural lighting distracting away from what's happening on screen. The sets and locations are well realised with colourful tones and contrasts throughout. There are exotic locations, grand palaces, spy lairs, well-decorated apartments and more. In terms of setting, the film does a good job at creating a convincing location. It's just a shame that so much of the lighting and some poor CGI often distracts from the physical constructions on display. Argylle is at times an entertaining and amusing spy flick, one that outstays its welcome thanks to ridiculous twists and turns, bizarre plot points, and excessive CGI. The film is boosted slightly by the great performances of Bryce Dallas Howard and Sam Rockwell, plus some decent action sequences. But the positives of Argylle are often hidden beneath so much excessiveness, goofiness, and sheer absurdity.